Listen, I need you to pay very close attention right now because what I'm about to tell you is something your doctor will never mention, something the pharmaceutical companies pray you never discover, something that's been destroying your manhood every single morning and you had absolutely no idea it was happening. Every time you step into that shower and turn the water as hot as you can stand it, you are literally cooking your testicles. You are destroying your body's ability to produce testosterone. You are shutting down the very mechanisms that make you feel like a man. And 82% of men over 40 are doing this exact same thing right now, wondering why their energy disappeared, why their sex drive vanished, why they can't get hard anymore. That steam feels amazing, doesn't it? That heat melting into your muscles after a long night of terrible sleep. Those 10, 15, 20 minutes under scalding water that you tell yourself you deserve. But here's what's actually happening inside your body while you're standing there. Your testicles need to stay cooler than your core body temperature to produce testosterone effectively. That's basic biology. That's why they hang outside your body. But when you blast them with 100-degree water every single day, you're systematically shutting down testosterone production. Your Leydig cells, the cells responsible for making testosterone, they start failing. They can't function in that heat. And it's not just temporary. Every hot shower creates micro damage that accumulates over time, day after day, month after month, year after year, until one morning you wake up and realize you haven't had an erection in weeks. You realize you have zero desire to have sex with your wife. You realize you feel like a shell of the man you used to be. But it gets so much worse. That water running over your skin, it's loaded with chlorine. Municipal water treatment plants dump chlorine into the water supply to kill bacteria, and you're absorbing it through every pore in your body. Chlorine is an endocrine disruptor. It mimics estrogen. It feminizes you from the outside in. You absorb more chlorine in one hot shower than if you drank 8 glasses of tap water. Think about that. 8 glasses of hormone-disrupting chemicals flooding your system before breakfast. Your body is under assault and you keep doing it voluntarily because it feels good for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, your testosterone levels are crashing, your estrogen levels are rising, your body composition is changing. That beer belly you can't seem to lose no matter what you do, that's not just calories, that's hormonal. That's your body storing fat in female patterns because your estrogen is dominating your testosterone. And the shame. God, the shame you feel when you can't perform anymore. When your wife reaches for you and you have to make an excuse. When you try to initiate and nothing happens. When you see that look in her eyes, that mixture of concern and disappointment that she tries to hide, but you see it anyway. You see it every single time. She doesn't say anything because what is there to say? You both pretend it's fine. You both act like sex isn't important. You both avoid the topic entirely while the distance between you grows wider every week. And late at night when you can't sleep, you lie there wondering what the hell happened to you, wondering if this is just your life now, wondering if you'll ever feel like a real man again. You've probably tried things. You've probably bought supplements that promise to boost your testosterone. You've probably forced yourself to work out even though you had zero energy. You've probably cut calories and carbs and eaten nothing but chicken and broccoli, and none of it made any difference because you were treating symptoms while the root cause continued destroying you every single morning in your shower. Nobody tells you this. Your doctor doesn't mention it during your annual physical when your testosterone comes back low. He just wants to prescribe you synthetic hormones with dangerous side effects. The supplement companies don't tell you because they want you buying their overpriced products that don't address the actual problem. The fitness industry doesn't tell you because they want you thinking you just need to work harder, lift heavier, eat cleaner. But the truth is simple and infuriating. You've been sabotaging yourself with a daily habit that seems completely innocent, a habit that every man in America has been conditioned to think is normal and healthy, a habit that's systematically destroying your hormonal foundation and nobody warned you it was happening. Your brain fog, that's low testosterone. Your constant fatigue, low testosterone. Your inability to build muscle even though you're training, low testosterone. Your mood swings and irritability, low testosterone. Your complete lack of motivation and drive, low testosterone. Every single symptom you've been blaming on age or stress or work is actually your body screaming that something is fundamentally wrong. And here's the part that should terrify you. It's not just about sex. Low testosterone increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, osteoporosis, depression, and early death. Your body needs testosterone to function properly. Your cardiovascular system needs it. Your immune system needs it. Your brain needs it. When your testosterone crashes, everything starts falling apart. But you keep stepping into that hot shower every morning because nobody told you. Because you didn't know. Because the entire system is designed to keep you sick and dependent on medications and treatments that address symptoms instead of causes. The pharmaceutical industry makes billions from men with low testosterone. They don't want you fixing the problem. They want you managing it for the rest of your life. Your hot shower is killing you slowly, and that's just the beginning. Because even if you fix the shower problem today, even if you start using lukewarm water and install a chlorine filter, there's something else destroying your testosterone and your ability to get hard. Something inside your body that's even more critical. Something that controls blood flow to every part of your body, including the part that matters most when you're trying to perform. Your body needs nitric oxide to function. Without it, your blood vessels constrict, your circulation suffers, your cardiovascular system operates at half capacity, and your ability to achieve and maintain an erection becomes impossible. Most men over 40 have completely depleted nitric oxide levels, and they have no idea that's the real reason nothing works anymore. Nitric oxide is the molecule nobody talks about, but every man over 40 desperately needs. It's the difference between blood flowing freely through your arteries or struggling to reach your extremities. It's the difference between waking up hard or waking up soft. It's the difference between having energy that lasts all day or dragging yourself through every afternoon wondering if you're dying. Your body produces nitric oxide naturally when you're young. It signals your blood vessels to relax and expand. It allows oxygen-rich blood to flood every tissue and organ. It keeps your cardiovascular system flexible and responsive. And most importantly for your sex life, it's the primary mechanism that allows blood to engorge your penis and create an erection firm enough to actually use. But here's what nobody warned you about. After age 40, your body's ability to produce nitric oxide drops off a cliff. Some studies show a 50% reduction by age 50. Your blood vessels become stiff and constricted, your circulation becomes sluggish, your blood pressure rises, your energy crashes, and your dick stops working because there's simply not enough blood flow to make it function. You probably thought erectile dysfunction was psychological. You probably blamed stress or performance anxiety or relationship problems. And maybe your doctor gave you that little blue pill that works sometimes if you take it on an empty stomach and wait exactly the right amount of time and pray, nothing goes wrong. But that pill doesn't fix anything. It just temporarily forces blood flow through sheer chemical override, and it comes with side effects that range from annoying to dangerous. The real problem is your body stopped producing adequate nitric oxide years ago, and every day that passes makes it worse. Your endothelial cells, the cells that line your blood vessels and produce nitric oxide, they're damaged, they're inflamed, they're struggling to function. And the modern diet, loaded with processed foods and stripped of the nutrients your body actually needs, provides zero support for nitric oxide production. You need specific precursors. Your body requires dietary nitrates that can be converted into nitric oxide. It needs the amino acid L-arginine. It needs L-citrulline. It needs cofactors like vitamin C and antioxidants that protect nitric oxide from being destroyed before it can do its job. And you're getting almost none of this from your daily meals. That's why the supplements you tried didn't work. They gave you one isolated ingredient in a dose too small to matter. Or they combined random things without understanding the synergistic relationships required for actual results. Or they used cheap forms that your body can't absorb efficiently. You wasted money on bottles that sit in your cabinet gathering dust because nothing changed and you gave up. Meanwhile, your nitric oxide deficiency is destroying more than just your sex life. It's aging your entire cardiovascular system. It's increasing your risk of heart attack and stroke. It's making you feel decades older than your actual age. Your muscles don't recover after workouts because blood flow is inadequate. Your brain feels foggy because oxygen delivery is compromised. Your skin looks dull and aged because circulation is failing. Every system in your body depends on adequate blood flow, and nitric oxide is the master regulator. Without it, you're operating at half capacity across the board. And the pharmaceutical industry loves it because they can sell you separate medications for each symptom: blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, erectile dysfunction medication, anti-anxiety medication for the stress of dealing with all your health problems. They never address the root cause because there's no profit in actually fixing you. There's only profit in managing your decline for decades while you pay monthly for prescriptions and doctor visits and lab work and all the other revenue streams that keep the system running. But a few years ago, doctors in a small men's health clinic started experimenting with something that sounded absolutely ridiculous. They had patients with severe erectile dysfunction who had tried everything. Viagra barely worked. Cialis gave them headaches. Injections were too painful and embarrassing. These men were desperate and ready to try anything. So the doctors started having them consume a specific combination every morning: pink Himalayan salt mixed into fresh beet juice, just a pinch of salt in 4 ounces of juice, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It sounded like folk medicine. It sounded too simple to possibly work. But within 2 weeks, 70% of the men reported spontaneous erections returning. Within 4 weeks, 85% were having successful sex again. The doctors couldn't believe it. They ran the protocol with more patients. Same results. They started measuring nitric oxide levels with saliva test strips. The levels were spiking dramatically within 30 minutes of consuming the salt and beet juice combination. Something about the natural nitrates in beets combined with the mineral content of pure salt was triggering massive nitric oxide production. Word started spreading quietly among men. Online forums picked it up. Guys started trying it at home and reporting back. The results were consistent enough that it became known as the salt trick. No fancy marketing, no corporate backing, just thousands of men discovering that this stupid, simple morning ritual was giving them their sex lives back. But here's where it gets interesting. The salt trick works. It absolutely works for mild to moderate nitric oxide deficiency. If you're in your 40s and just starting to notice problems, the salt trick might be enough to turn things around. You'll feel the difference within days. More energy, better mood, morning wood returning, erections that actually function during sex. However, if you're further along in the decline, if you're in your 50s or 60s, if you haven't had a decent erection in years, if your energy is completely gone and your testosterone is in the gutter, the basic salt trick isn't going to cut it. You need the amplified version. You need the therapeutic doses that the clinic doctors eventually developed after seeing which patients responded and which needed more. That's when scientists got involved and asked the critical question: if beet-derived nitrates plus mineral salts can trigger this response, what happens when you combine that foundation with the other botanicals and amino acids known to support male sexual function? What happens when you add horny goatweed extract that's been used for centuries in traditional Chinese medicine? What happens when you include ginkgo biloba for enhanced circulation? What happens when you provide the L-citrulline that converts directly into nitric oxide? What they discovered changed everything. The combination didn't just add benefits, it multiplied them. Men who saw modest improvement with the basic salt trick experienced dramatic transformation with the complete formula, and the men who got zero results from beet juice alone suddenly started reporting changes within the first week. The formula they developed wasn't random experimentation. It was based on understanding exactly how nitric oxide production works at a cellular level and what your body needs to maximize it. The salt trick discovered by accident in that small clinic was just the foundation. The real breakthrough came when researchers identified the complete pathway and optimized every single step. Here's how the mechanism actually works inside your body. When you consume beetroot extract, you're flooding your system with dietary nitrates. Your saliva contains specific bacteria that convert those nitrates into nitrites. When the nitrites reach your stomach acid, they transform into nitric oxide. That nitric oxide enters your bloodstream and signals your blood vessels to relax and expand. Blood flow increases dramatically. Oxygen delivery improves. Your entire cardiovascular system starts functioning the way it did when you were 25. But that's just the first pathway. Your body has a second nitric oxide production system that uses the amino acid L-arginine. Enzymes called nitric oxide synthases convert L-arginine directly into nitric oxide. This pathway is faster and more responsive than the nitrate pathway, but it requires adequate L-arginine levels that most men simply don't have. Your diet doesn't provide enough. Your body's ability to absorb it decreases with age. You're running on empty. That's why the complete formula includes L-citrulline instead of just L-arginine. Your body converts L-citrulline into L-arginine more efficiently than it can absorb L-arginine directly. It's a biological backdoor that bypasses the absorption problems. And when you combine high-dose L-citrulline with the nitrate pathway from beetroot extract, you're hitting nitric oxide production from both angles simultaneously. The effect isn't additive, it's multiplicative. Within the first week of using the complete formula, most men notice their energy changing fundamentally, not jittery stimulant energy that crashes 3 hours later, real sustained energy that carries through the entire day without coffee or energy drinks. You wake up and actually feel rested for the first time in years. That afternoon slump where you normally want to take a nap? It just doesn't happen anymore. Your brain feels clear. Your focus sharpens. Tasks that felt exhausting suddenly feel manageable. By week 2, the physical changes become impossible to ignore. You start waking up with erections again, not every morning at first, but enough that you know something fundamental is shifting inside your body. And they're not weak, half-hearted erections. They're firm. They last. You haven't felt anything like this since your 30s, and you forgot what it was even like. Your libido, that thing you mourned as dead and gone, starts coming back online. You find yourself thinking about sex again, actually wanting it instead of just going through the motions to keep your partner happy. Week 3 is when other people start noticing changes in you. Your partner definitely notices because you're initiating sex and actually performing. You're present during intimacy instead of anxious and distracted. You're harder, you last longer, you recover faster. The embarrassment and shame that's been hanging over your bedroom for months or years just evaporates. She can feel the difference and so can you. But it's not just sexual. Your coworkers comment that you seem different, more energized, more confident. You're standing taller, speaking with more authority, taking up space in conversations instead of fading into the background. That defeated energy you've been carrying around is lifting. You catch yourself smiling for no reason, actually enjoying life instead of just grinding through it. By week 4, the transformation is undeniable. Your body is responding to exercise again. When you lift weights, you can feel the pump. Your muscles are getting oxygen and nutrients. Recovery time drops dramatically. That stubborn belly fat that wouldn't budge no matter what you tried starts melting off. Your body composition is shifting back toward masculine patterns. More muscle, less fat, stronger, leaner, younger. The science behind this isn't controversial. It's not some fringe theory rejected by mainstream medicine. Nitric oxide won the Nobel Prize in medicine. Researchers have published thousands of studies documenting its critical role in cardiovascular health, sexual function, athletic performance, and longevity. The medical establishment knows this works. They just don't talk about it because there's no money in telling you to fix your nutrition. The Complete Nitric Boost Ultra formula combines pharmaceutical-grade beetroot powder for maximum nitrate content with L-citrulline for direct nitric oxide synthesis. Then it adds horny goatweed extract, which has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years, specifically for male sexual dysfunction. Modern research confirms it works by inhibiting PDE5, the same enzyme that Viagra targets, but without the dangerous side effects or prescription requirement. Ginkgo biloba extract improves circulation throughout your entire body, including microcirculation to your brain and extremities. It's been shown in clinical trials to improve erectile function, especially in men whose problems are related to poor blood flow, and when you combine it with the nitric oxide boosters, The effects amplify each other. The formula also includes a proprietary blend of supporting minerals: zinc for testosterone production, magnesium for vascular health, vitamin C to protect nitric oxide from oxidation before it can do its work. These aren't random additions. Every ingredient serves a specific function in the overall mechanism. Nothing is there for marketing. Nothing is there as filler. Every component has clinical research backing its inclusion. This isn't about masking symptoms with stimulants or numbing agents. This isn't about forcing temporary results through pharmaceutical intervention. This is about giving your body exactly what it needs at a cellular level to produce nitric oxide naturally, to optimize blood flow, to restore the hormonal and vascular function that makes you feel like a man. Most men who discover Nitric Boost Ultra wish someone had told them about it 5 years earlier, before they wasted thousands on treatments that didn't work, before their relationship suffered, before they resigned themselves to a diminished life. They wish they'd known when the problems first started, instead of after years of decline made recovery harder. The damage from hot showers, from chlorinated water, from nitric oxide depletion, from hormonal decline, it's not permanent. Your body wants to heal. Your body wants to produce optimal hormones. Your body wants to generate adequate nitric oxide. You've just been starving it of the raw materials it needs while simultaneously sabotaging it with daily habits nobody warned you about. The difference between men who reverse this decline and men who continue suffering isn't genetics or luck or age. The difference is information and action. Right now, you have information most men will never discover. You know about the shower mistake destroying your testosterone. You know about nitric oxide depletion killing your sexual function. You know about the salt trick and how it works. The only question left is whether you'll actually do something about it. Think about the next 6 months if nothing changes. More mornings waking up exhausted. More brain fog making simple tasks feel impossible. More avoiding intimacy because you're terrified of failure. More watching your body deteriorate while younger men seem to have energy you can't even remember having. More silent disappointment from your partner. More feeling like half the man you used to be. More resignation to the idea that this is just your life now. Every week you wait, recovery becomes harder. The damage accumulates. The deficit deepens. Your endothelial cells become more damaged. Your testosterone production drops further. Your body forgets what optimal function even feels like. Men who wait 5 years to address this face a much longer recovery than men who take action today. The biology doesn't lie. The longer you ignore the problem, the more entrenched it becomes. Now imagine what the next 6 months could look like if you actually fix this. Waking up with genuine energy and morning erections. Walking through your day with mental clarity and focus you haven't felt in years. Initiating sex with your partner because you actually want to, not out of obligation. Performing with confidence instead of anxiety. Seeing her look at you the way she used to. Feeling your body respond to exercise. Watching fat melt off and muscle come back. Standing taller, speaking with authority, living instead of just surviving. That version of your life is available right now. It's not 5 years away. It's not dependent on losing 50 pounds first or fixing every other problem in your life. It's a decision you make today, followed by consistent action. Your body is waiting for the nutrients it needs. Your vascular system is ready to heal. Your hormonal production wants to optimize. You just have to stop sabotaging yourself and start supporting yourself. Nitric Boost Ultra is the complete amplified formula that thousands of men are already using. It's not sold in stores because retail markup would make it unaffordable. It's not covered by insurance because it's not a pharmaceutical drug. It's direct to consumer, which means you're paying for ingredients and results, not marketing budgets and middlemen profits. You're getting pharmaceutical-grade components in the exact ratios that clinical research shows actually work. The men using this aren't talking about it publicly because that's not what men do. But they're quietly getting their lives back. They're performing again. They're feeling like themselves. They're wondering why the hell they waited so long to try something so simple. And they're realizing that the medical establishment had solutions all along, but never offered them because there's no profit in actually curing you. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a doctor's appointment. You don't need to have an embarrassing conversation explaining your sexual dysfunction to a stranger in a white coat who just wants to write you a script for little blue pills. You need the raw materials your body is missing. You need the Salt Trick Foundation amplified with the supporting compounds that maximize the effect. Everyday men over 40 are discovering this and kicking themselves for not finding it sooner. They're calculating how many years they suffered unnecessarily, how much money they wasted on things that didn't work, how much damage they did to their relationships by avoiding the problem instead of fixing it, how much of their life they lost to fatigue and brain fog and sexual dysfunction that had a solution the entire time. You have a choice right this second. You can close this and go back to your regular routine. Keep taking hot showers. Keep accepting low energy as normal. Keep avoiding sex because you're afraid of failing. Keep pretending everything is fine while your vitality drains away month after month. Or you can recognize this as the wake-up call it is and actually do something different. The Salt Trick Protocol is fully explained in a 60-second video that shows you exactly how to use Nitric Boost Ultra for maximum results. You'll see the timing, the dosage, the specific routine that 40,000 men are following right now. You'll understand why the complete formula works exponentially better than beet juice and salt alone. You'll hear from men who went from complete erectile dysfunction to satisfying sex in under 2 weeks. Click the link in the description right now to watch that video. Don't save it for later. Don't tell yourself you'll come back to it. Later never comes. You know this. How many things have you promised yourself you'd do later that you never did? How many opportunities have you missed because you hesitated? How much longer are you willing to accept a diminished life when the solution is literally one click away? Nitric Boost Ultra ships discreetly to your door. Nobody knows what's in the package. You don't have to explain anything to anyone. You just start taking it according to the Salt Trick Protocol shown in the video, and within days, you'll know this was the right decision. Your body will tell you. Your energy will tell you. Your morning erections will tell you. Your partner will definitely tell you. Stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for more proof. Stop making excuses. The science is documented. The ingredients are proven. The results are consistent across thousands of users. The only variable is you. The only question is whether you're ready to stop being a victim of decline and start being the man you know you're capable of being. Watch the 60-second Salt Trick Protocol video now. Click the link in the description. See exactly how this works. Join the men who already took action instead of staying stuck. Your body is ready. Your life is waiting. The only thing stopping you is the decision you make in the next 10 seconds.